Hey guys, Aubrey here. Welcome to IELTS Energy TV. In today's interview, you will meet Valentin, a 3 Keys student from Moscow who just received amazing scores on the IELTS exam, including a reading 9 and an overall 8. You'll hear his tips and advice, how he got these scores, so that you can apply them and get the score you need on test day. And you can find out what you would get if you took the exam today at allearsenglish.com/IELTS quiz. All right, let's hear the interview. Welcome everyone. Hello and welcome to our very special guest, Valentin. We're so excited you just got amazing scores on the IELTS exam. Can you introduce yourself to our listeners?
Hello everyone, my name is Valentin. I'm from Moscow and I took my IELTS for Canadian Immigration Express Entry profile. And it was not only for IELTS, but also about mastering my English as overall.
Yes, right? As it should be for everyone. IELTS is not the end goal. We're all trying to improve our overall English to use it after IELTS, right? Once you get your scores, you have goals, you have life, you want to have your English be, of course, usable after IELTS. So we're going to talk about all of that. But first of all, share with us the amazing scores you just received.
I received overall 8. I got 8.5 for listening, 9 for reading, 7 for writing, and 7 for speaking.
Amazing. So exciting. So first of all, I want to share with our audience, this is especially exciting for me because I graded a lot of your essays, right? Valentin signed up for the unlimited essay feedback and ended up getting a lot of essays. And when you first were sending them, you were scoring 6s. But by the end, almost every essay you were scoring a 7.5, definitely a 7. And it was so exciting to see that progress, to see you applying 3 Keys strategies and improve your writing. And then finally get the score you needed on writing and on the entire exam. And a 9 on reading, amazing. So we want to get into this. We want to have you share some tips and strategies of how you got those scores. But first, let us know, you said you're taking IELTS, of course, to improve your overall English and also for Canadian residency. But what is your goal? Are you planning to work or study? What is your plan?
So really, I wish to do both. So I wish to study. I know maybe I do my PhD in economics, or I'll go for snowboard instructor because I'm experienced snowboarder, and snowboarding is the thing that inspires me. So
I love those are like the two opposite extremes, a PhD in economics or to be a snowboard instructor. That's going to be a difficult decision, I think. How are you going to decide? Do you think you'll do the studies and work as a snowboard instructor while you go to school?
Maybe it's could be one of the decision, and I could combine it and open my own hotel with bar. So and yes, to show my economic skills.
Yes, the economics, your business acumen for to make this potential resort hotel bar successful. And then you could do both, right? Run the business,
yeah, of course,
be a snowboard instructor. Why not have it all?
Yes. So,
and Canada is an excellent place to be if you're into snowboarding, right? There are a lot of snowy mountains practically year round. Have you been snowboarding in Canada before?
No, but I already know that Canada is birthplace of snowboarding at all. So there are a lot of great snowboarders who came out of Canada, like Mark McMorris and others.
Awesome. Yes, when I was younger, I skied and then I switched to snowboarding in college and I loved it. It's so fun. I don't have a chance to snowboard very often now, but I'm excited. I'm excited for you to be able to move on with your goals. Your English is improving leaps and bounds. You've got the IELTS scores you need, and now you've unlocked your dreams and can move on with your life. It's so exciting. So congratulations, first of all, on those amazing scores.
Thank you.
Yes, and let's get into it. Can you share, first of all, why did you sign up for 3 Keys, our study system? And then why did you sign up for that unlimited essay feedback program?
First of all, I found your podcasts on Google Podcasts, and I was inspired by your energy, by your approach, and that's why I took a decision to sign up for 3Keys IELTS program. So honestly, it seemed to me that it was very easy for my level, but were a lot of useful tips for my writing. So yes, my biggest suffering for writing, and I think it's going to be.
Yes, yes, that happens a lot for students. They feel like they're doing all right on the other sections of the exam, but they're really struggling with writing, stuck at a 6, just like you were when you signed up for that feedback and the first several essays. Even having the strategies, you're still scoring a 6. Sometimes you need that feedback. You need to see, what exactly am I doing wrong here? How can I improve it? And then once you get that feedback, you're able to boost your scores. So what about, because you had the option of maybe signing up to get essay feedback for a couple of essays or unlimited. So what about that unlimited essay feedback was attractive to you? Why did you decide to go that route?
It was like a challenge to me because before this program, I had a habit to write one essay and one letter a day. So, but there was nobody to check it. So, and essay, Turkey IELTS essay limit program was a good opportunity for me to check all my writings.
Yes, awesome. Yes, you were a very prolific writer, right? Writing 2 essays every day, but you feel sort of stuck when you can't get expert feedback. You don't know, what would this score? How can I improve it? You sort of feel like you're spinning your wheels, is how we say, when you keep working, but don't know if you're improving, don't know if you're making progress. So how did that help to be able to get feedback on all those essays and see your scores increasing?
So it was amazing when I start to understand that yes, I'm improving. That I was not only stuck and I was not on one place. And when I continue moving.
Okay, so share with us, let's get into some specifics. Is some specific feedback you're receiving about your essays that helped you move them from a 6 to a 7.5?
Actually, there were a lot of useful tips about ideas in your paragraphs. So, as a compatriot of Dostoevsky, I had too many ideas in one paragraph, and my essays were from 350 to 400 words, and of course, there were a lot of lexical and grammar mistakes, and that's why I got a lower score. So, this program helped me to understand. What examiner want to see and help me to simplify my ideas and keep it in just one idea per paragraph.
Yes, and this is a very common mistake that many students make. Many of our listeners out there are making. When you're brainstorming, when you start writing, you have so many ideas and you're putting them all in there, which makes it impossible to fully support each one with details and examples, which leads to a low task score. So you started seeing, okay, it's vital that I choose one solid idea, one solid reason for my opinion, and then support it well with details and examples. That's how you get a high task score on an IELTS essay. And that started making all the difference. So I know you also were using the template sentences from 3Keys IELTS really well. So tell us a little bit about that. How did those help? And were you able to use them on test day?
Really, they were helpful because you should just memorize them and use it. And when you're stressed, so it's a very useful instrument to be confident. And you understand that in opinion essay, you could use this structure, and in problem solution, you could use this structure, and it's really helpful.
Yes, exactly right. If you have those memorized, it saves so much time, first of all, because you can just write it out really quickly on test day. And you have such a better idea of the organization, what goes where. And then it's just a matter of adding your own ideas. And just like you said, there are different template sentences for different types of essays, for an argument essay, an opinion essay, a problem solution essay. So when you have one for each, it's very clear to you what type of essay you need to write, what types of ideas you need to be coming up with. So yeah, I love that. I think this is really good, really great information for our listeners, but I want to move on to that amazing 9 you scored on reading. There are a lot of listeners out there who are struggling with practice tests, getting the score they need on reading. And that's their goal, to get an 8 or a 9 to pull up their overall score. So what tips can you share? How did you get that 9 on reading?
So really, reading and listening were easy peasy to me. So they are too simple. Only thing you should do is to listen and to read. So you should do nothing special. The only one suggest I wish to give is to use scanning and skimming. You should not read all the text. Just underline keywords and search for the answer. It's simple.
Yes.
So,
yes, right.
and my last attempt, it took me 25 minutes to finish reading section. And I had half an hour to sit and don't know what to do.
That's amazing. And you scored a 9 and it only took you 25 minutes. That is such a testament to exactly what you said. It's not a comprehension exam. You do not have to read the articles in their entirety. You instead should be skimming, scanning the text, and then looking at the questions, looking for specific keywords. And only when you find those keywords or their paraphrases, their synonyms, should you be reading for detail. And you can finish the entire reading exam just like you did in 25 minutes. And then you just sit there for 30 minutes twiddling your thumbs and still score a 9. It's amazing.
So really, I had half an hour, and there were very interesting. There was a very interesting text about yachting, and I read it. It was really cool. And after this attempt, one guy, I don't know, maybe he's from Pakistan or India, he came to me and asked, "So, wow, reading section was so tough?" And I said, "No, it was easy."
And he
I
maybe
had
spent all that time reading this article about yachting before he had even looked at the questions. If he didn't have the strategies you had, it would seem very tough to have an article about yachting. The word yacht, it's a big ship. It's spelled so strangely, Y-A-C-H-T, that a lot of students would see that word and not even have any idea what that is potentially. So it definitely goes to show you need to be reading a lot of different texts, immersing yourself in English, but also to have these strategies, because you likely were able to find those answers even if you didn't know what the word yacht meant, because it's not a comprehension exam.
So it was cool. I talked about text about yachting because I'm yachtsman. So
okay,
it's
you
one
knew
of
about
my hobbies.
yachting.
It's really interesting for me.
I actually, when I was teaching high school in the Bronx, 9th graders, it was called the New York City Regents exam for English. And there was an article about yachting. And so many of my students were unfamiliar with yachts. They lived in the Bronx. They had never seen this word, and it really threw them off. A lot of them were like, I don't understand what this is about. What does this word mean? And I realized then I need to teach them test-taking strategies. So even if there's a word like that they're not familiar with, they can still answer all these questions. I don't want them to get so thrown off by an unfamiliar word like that, right? But luckily for you, regardless, you're familiar with yachting. Do you go yachting? You go out on a yacht in Moscow or somewhere near there?
Yes, there are a lot of yachting school near Moscow, and also yachting is fully developed in Russia. So
Okay.
this summer we crossed a polar circle. We were in the White Sea. We saw whales and others, and it was very cool.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yachting is amazing.
How do you say yacht in Russian?
Yachta.
Yachta. So it's a very similar word. That would help
Yeah.
too, that's a cognate, we say, where it's a very similar word in English and Russian. For a lot of other students, if the word for yacht is very similar, then they don't have that advantage. So that's one nice thing from your native language, even if you're not familiar with yachting, that it's almost the same word. So interesting. Well, again, congratulations on your scores. Thank you for being willing to come on the podcast. I think this is extremely motivational for students to see. When you first submitted essays, you were scoring a 6. And within a matter of a few weeks, you got that score up to a 7, 7.5, and you got the scores you needed on test day so that now you can move on with your life. Maybe someday I will go snowboarding in Canada and there you'll be my instructor. That would be amazing.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. or all of our listeners, if you go snowboarding in Canada, you might be able to meet Valentin. Amazing. At your own bar and restaurant somewhere in the mountains.
Yeah, of course. And maybe in vacation somewhere in Colorado. So there are cool mountains too, I heard.
Yes, right. You're not limited to Canada. You could come in Colorado or Utah, so many great places. Now that your English is the level and you have the IELTS scores you need, the world is open to you, which is such an exciting feeling. So congratulations, Valentin.
Thank you very much.
Yes, thanks for joining us today. Have a great day.
And you, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.